3, 2, 1, and we're live. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Qbox for season 2. Yo, we're doing it. Oh my God, it's, I have to just say something, it's been such a journey down to planning this entire podcast, down to like finally getting it out and recording it and publishing it out to the world. Like, it's just been such a journey. And right now, this is episode 13. So I'm 13 episodes in for season 2. And I'm just really happy that we made it. And yeah, it's been crazy. This past 2020 and all that stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Whoever's been watching, whoever's been a part of this journey with me so far, with Devin and I, and we just are really thankful. I'm really thankful. And we hope, that you continue to support what we love doing at the end of the day. So that for me is important. And so I know you guys are probably wondering why I am by myself at the moment, and Devin's not with me as my co-host like normal. All good. Everything's fine. Devin just has some things he needs to take care of, personal things. So, but I'm sure he'll come join back with us when the time is right. But don't want to give him any pressure or anything like that. We just want to rock and roll, keep the show moving and grooving, and yeah, just keep busting out great content. So, with that being said, guys, if this is your first time tuning into the Qbox podcast, please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast. That way you can be notified every single time we do upload a new podcast. So yeah, just make sure just so you are aware, we're doing it both on audio. So we're doing Anchor, all major streaming platforms, as well as in YouTube as well. And so definitely make sure, if you guys are more auditory, you guys could just listen here. If you guys are more visual, then of course you can check us out, the same exact video on YouTube, since we're, I'm recording both. So, but yeah, without further ado, I can't talk today. I just, first of all, I want to say Happy New Year, guys. It's been an incredible, crazy roller coaster ride this year, past 2020. And, I just, first of all, I want to say, whoever's still standing right now, whoever's still strong, whoever's still in good spirits, at this point, I just want to say, great fucking job, great job for keeping your heart and soul and mind and being positive and being creative and, just looking at the brighter side of things in terms of the way life is throwing itself at you at this present time worldwide. This is something that I've never seen at all in my time, my lifetime, 35 years old. And, it's just something that I've never seen before. And I'm sure a lot of people could attest to that. So, if you guys are still standing strong and still being positive, like, oh man, listen, I want to hug you with all of my heart and soul. I just want to just send you so much love right now, and just keep reaching for the stars, man. The sky is not the limit. Okay. The sky is not the limit. Keep reaching. Not even the stars are the limit. So keep reaching for whatever is going to make you evolve and become better versions of yourself. That is the only way to achieve that success within self. And so anyway, what's going on in the world? We did take a little bit of a pause, Happy New Year into 2021. We're excited. I'm excited about this year because there's so many things happening. So many guests that I have scheduled to jump on with us, and it's just going to be a rock and roll year, the first season, we just wanted to just take the time so you guys can get to know us individually, get to know me as Nelson, get to know Devin, and then of course everybody else, that we bring onto the podcast. We wanted to make sure that you got to know who we are. So in season 1, we just kind of we shed some tears. We talked about real shit, and that's what we're going to continue to do. That's what I'm going to continue to do, regardless. And so if this is something that you like, if you guys are just here for some enlightenment and just a lift, boosting your day, a spiritual lift, then let's rock and roll. This is where you need to be. And I think this ties really, 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 really nicely with what the topic is for today, which is transformation. Yeah. Transformation for me, is very is a very interesting topic, because I think we transform every single day. We're learning from ourselves every single day. There's not a day that goes by that we're not transforming or we're not learning. And but if I was to put transformation into a small, like 5-year perspective, or even a day, for example, you can never stop learning. The moment you decide in your mind and in your soul to open yourself and transform, you're gonna start receiving things that are on your frequency, just things that are in your vibe. You're gonna start attracting people that are going through the same sort of situations as yourself. And this is things that I've experienced personally. So what does transformation mean to me? Exactly that, and some. My life is very, very, very interesting. It's been a crazy ride. I've literally since the age of 19, graduated high school, got offered to go to college and go to school for music, and I decided to okay, look, let me look into a college. Let me see what I can do. Let me see if there's something a college that I can go to that can really help me achieve some sort of level of success that's just out of this world. And I realized very quickly that and this is me not knocking education. I love education. I'm all for it. I think it's beautiful. But I just thought from my personal journey that going to school for music wouldn't be something like that will put me on the route where I would be successful in and reaching certain goals that I had in my mind at the time, and which I still do to this day. So I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and see what my options are. And so, long story short, I get a call from my stepfather. If you guys have been following, you guys know that I have a stepfather. And his sister knew an executive producer that worked with a lot of great people, like Boyz II Men, like Tyrese, like Brian McKnight, like all your major recording artists, Mary J. Blige, you name it. And so basically, he was just like, hey, look, maybe one weekend, I was living in Maryland at the time. You can come back to New York, and just kind of do a meeting with us and see how things go. So I went to go see the guy, and it was a funny experience. Yeah, I remember I came for the weekend, and I was a bit nervous. I walked into this big brownstone in Brooklyn, and never been there before, and it's like 3 or 4 levels high, and it was. So I was in the meeting room, and long story short, the guy comes in, and I won't mention names for privacy reasons, but like it was a guy that has amazing credentials and worked with the people that I was referring to. And so he comes in and he's just like, okay, so what do you do? I said, well, I'm a singer. I sing, and I play a little bit of guitar. And at the time I was playing only a little bit. I just started picking it up. That was quite a bit, ago. So, and so, yeah, long story short, I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I sing, and it's all right, sing something. So for some reason, I had in my mind, I was this whole time, and this is just crazy how the universe works and how transformation works, going back into the topic, because this is what we're going to go back into today. He was just like, during the ride to New York, I was listening to this, that song by Tyrese, Sweet Lady. Yeah, I know, y'all know what song that is, y'all old school heads. And I just had this melody in my mind the whole time, So I was just like, sweet lady, won't you be mine? Sweet love for a lifetime. So y'all know the song, right? So anyway, just had this melody in my head the whole time, and I just kept singing it in my head. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this for the meeting. Why not? Let me just see how that goes. You never know what to expect from it, and whatever. So I go in there, I sing a little bit of that for him. So yeah, sing something for me. So I sang that for him, and so he waited till I was done, and then he looked at me and said, oh, okay, that's a good song. I was like, oh, yeah, thank you. I think it's a great song, too. So it's really, really, really cool. he said, yeah, definitely, man. I think it's also a great song. He's like, yeah, because I wrote it. So I was like, oh shit, okay. So the whole time, and imagine I'm driving all the way from Maryland to New York. I was still in high school at the time, my last year of high school, and this guy, just how the universe works. I was supposed to sing the song that he wrote so that I can work with him, so he can help me transform into the person that I was uh, going to be in the future. Right? Makes sense. So it's just interesting the synchronicities that took place in that meeting, and so I was like, oh shit, this guy, I just sang the song that this guy wrote. I hope I got his lyrics right. But anyway, long story short, it was a great exchange. And this was a pivotal point in my life, because I learned fairly quickly. You know what? Life is a gift. You never know what opportunities are going to come. And so the first thing that came to my heart, mind, and my soul was, I am not supposed to go to college right now. If I do, I'm going to go in the future. And I'll take it from there. But opportunities like this don't come every single day, and I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna run with it with all of my heart, mind, and my soul. And so I did it. Graduated high school, walked across the room, got my diploma, and I was like, all right, man, it's time to go do what I love. And so I did it. I worked with this guy for his, guy and of course the team for 11 months, and boom, guys, listen, talk about a transformation. I went from being a kid in high school, that just loved to sing, to love to do music, to walking into somebody's office, singing a guy's song that I didn't even know that was his to begin with. He likes me. He works with me. We're 12, 30, 40 songs in. And 12 months later, we get a record deal with Universal Records, Universal Bad Boy at the time. I think they were doing they had a joint venture together. And we did a joint venture with Puff Daddy, which is who I ended up signing with. So talk about a transformation, But one thing I've learned was that there's layers to it, because the first thing you have to remember is that, okay, cool, you got this deal. So now what? Yeah, it looks good on your credentials. You could say that you did this before. You could say that. Yeah, you got money now. Things like that. And these are things that I have. And I had the opportunity to acquire in that time. And so now it was really time to put my foot on the gas and transform my life into the person that I wanted to be. So, guys, when I say that, I've been through such a roller coaster ride in my life, and I really cannot sugarcoat that at all in any way. Anybody that's known me, immediately knows that I have one of the strongest hearts, minds, and souls, and I'm such a determined person to be successful. When I want something, I will do everything in my power to get it. I don't care how long it takes, to get there. I'm just going to get there. So, with that being said, not going too much into my story, because, I really want to just make this first episode in season 2, or episode 13 in season 2, beautiful. I want you guys to really understand the change here and why it is I'm doing what I'm doing. For the longest time, I've always wanted to talk to people. I've always wanted to touch people spiritually, and really just lift the minds of people, because I've always seen so much sadness. I've always seen so much, poverty, and not just poverty physically, but poverty in the mind. There's a lot of junk. There's a lot of gunk. There's a lot of things that we are consuming visually, spiritually, from an auditory point, and this is something that we need to stop doing. And this is something that I learned right away. And also what we're eating as well. It's everything, listen, I'm not here to preach to you guys, but one thing I'm going to tell you, what I'm going to tell you is this, you are what you give into this world. And I believe that with all my heart, mind, and soul. You have to create the world that you want to exist in. Life does not happen to you. It happens for you because you create it. And so when it comes to the word transformation, I think if somebody asks me what is transformation, this is what it is for me. Just taking the opportunity to take a perspective of what your current state is. And once you understand your current state, just take yourself, remove yourself back, and then really put together a plan of what it is you are in love with, what it is that you're passionate about, and then just put it out there in the universe and just go get it. You know what I mean? But the only thing is you got to do it with a plan. And this is something that I learned over time. But I'll be honest with you, as I said before, I wanted to touch people for such a long time, and spiritually and mentally, just kind of lift people. I guess without realizing it at the time, I am a philanthropist. Like I loved just motivative speeches. I love Tony Robbins. I love Gary Vee. I love all these people that are just rock stars and how they lift people and help people become better versions of themselves. This is just who I am, and there's no better joy in helping somebody achieve that. And so I said, you know what? I have a story to tell. I have a niche that I can touch on from a musical perspective. My experience in the music business, and I said it's time. We got to go get it now. It's time to just really take a step back and help other people achieve that somehow. I've done it. And so if I can do it, then guess what? You can too. And it's true what they say, if you could imagine it, it definitely exists, because that's stemming from something that subconsciously you probably already knew, but without really knowing it consciously. And so one of the main things that I've learned that stops people from transforming into better people is their current state. They get really stuck into this world, literally this world, what the world is feeding them, how the world wants them to be, how the world wants them to act. And instead of saying, waking up every day and saying, I'm going to do what I love. I'm going to make sure that everybody that I talk to, I'll give them peace and love and in life. It costs nothing to do that. So you realize right away that when you do something like that, you're giving somebody the opportunity to feel good. It's an exchange of energy, and that's why, again, going back to my first point, you have to be careful what it is that you are consuming on every single level you can think of. So a lot of people are afraid of transformation because it's taking them out of their comfort zone. That's another thing, complacency. Complacency is it hinders people's transformational point. And one thing I learned over time, I didn't learn it right away. It took me a lot of bumps and bruises and scratches on my body, and a lot of battle scars with self to learn quickly that what complacency doesn't get you anywhere. It's you have to get up every day. You have to set the mark, set the goal, and you got to go hit it. And people are afraid to do that because it takes them out of their comfort zone. And that's one of the main things I had to learn. And this is the point: to be comfortable in a world where someone is always trying to make them someone that they're not. For me, this means a lot because this is kind of the world that we're in. We're programmed to live a certain way, to go to work, do a 9 to 5 every single day, and just go ahead and fuck it. Let's make money 9 to 5. End of the month, we got a paycheck, and that's life. No, man, that's not it. That's not it. Listen, guys, it's not it. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is not it. That's not the way of life. It shouldn't be like that. You should be waking up every day smiling, happy, and loving every single element of your life, every single part of your life. Yeah, there's gonna be discrepancies here and there, shit that just brings you down, but you can't be complacent. to achieve that type of success, you have to be willing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations so that you could achieve that success with no problem. And there's something that I learned over time, and I'm learning that every single day. It's an everyday learning process, whether I know the definition of this 20 years ago or not. You can know what the definition of it means, but it doesn't mean you know how to achieve it. You know what I mean? And so, when we do that, we miss opportunities because of this, and being, the fear of being taken out of your comfort zone because this works for you, and just things like that. Like these types of things impact your growth, every single day. And so, for me, one of the key points too that leads to transformation, and I think this is what's helped me quite a bit, is like, for example, lack of happiness. If you're not happy what you're doing, you reach a certain point in your life where you're just like, fuck this, man. Oh my God, this is crazy. You know what? I'm tired of this. I have to I really have to just step out of my comfort zone, and just set a goal for myself, find the things that I love doing and go get them. Another thing too, like, when you reach a certain point of enlightenment, certain clarities or certain questions in your heart, mind, and your soul were answered. You learn very quickly, like, damn, you know what? All this time I've been just doing this for whatever reason, and unfortunately, like, this is where I am, and people are always wondering, like, why is this happening to me? No, it's not happening to you, bro. It's happening because you're allowing it to. And this, a lot of times things that make you feel stuck are things that, are the things that, we're, without really understanding or realizing it, are what's causing the stagnation and the discomfort. And, one thing about me also as well that helped me transform every single day was my son when he was born. And when this beautiful kid was born, man, I was frightened. The first thing I thought about was like, how in the hell am I going to raise this beautiful little human being? First of all, I asked, why did he choose me right now in this time? And sometimes, the best time to learn is when you're uncomfortable, because you are forced to trust your instinct. And if your foundation is strong, that's why I always said it in previous episodes. That's if your foundation is strong, the outcome, the probability of you reaching a certain level of success, you're much more aware of. So you're really conscious in every step that you take. And so I realized that right away, like, oh shit, can't nobody do this for me no more. I'm not allowed to be complacent. I'm not allowed to just be lazy and rely on somebody else. Rely on somebody else. I'm not allowed to just do things that are too comfortable. I have to be in this situation, and this little person is depending on me to make sure his life is set for success. And of course, there's a lot of layers to that, but this is just a prime example of another layer and form of transformation for me. It was the most beautiful thing I could ever fathom, because I really, there was just it's almost like when I became a father, it was almost like I was like certain buttons were activated. Yeah. It was just such a beautiful feeling, guys. Like, it was so nice to just have these activative points. My intuition got stronger. And what I mean by that is, like, my awareness was just on a whole nother level of understanding. Like, I can feel things almost like for two people, and if you think about it logically, it makes sense, because you're meant to think for you, to protect yourself and your loved ones, the little people that are in your life. And which in this case was my son. So I just felt like this natural intuition and instinct to protect him. And, I went through a, crazy situation in my life, and, where the son of my mother and I weren't together anymore. And we're cool now. Everything's peaceful with us. We're co-parenting our beautiful, beautiful son very, very peacefully. And I'm really thankful for that. But yeah, it was just, he chose us, and I had to step out of my comfort zone and say, listen, you know what? Even though I know I'm not ready to be a father right now, I have to just step up to the plate and rock and roll. That's another form of transformation. Being a singer, and singing for these major execs, you're always going to be scared. Fear is always going to be present. You're always going to have certain levels of discomfort, but it's just how you deal with them and overcome adversity that what really sets you apart from everybody else. And it's also the choices that you make, when you make a decision, and this is the whole point of this. Everything comes down to choice. Okay. Some things not, but in this case, I'm referring to, in terms of what I'm referring to, this does involve choice. You have a choice to be happy by choosing it and saying, you know what, I choose to be happy right now, and I'm going to go get this success right now. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. Every relationship that you have, you could choose to be an asshole. You could choose to be peaceful. You could choose to grow and learn from the situation, or you don't have to. Okay. I always say, and I said this before in previous episodes, you have three options. You could be negative, yeah, and just be a complete douchebag and asshole about everything, and not really just really just be a dick or stupid and just not just be there, when you're supposed to. Or you could be neutral and just don't do nothing at all about it and just don't give a fuck, or just whatever. You just stay in between everything, in the middle. Or you could be positive and make decisions that are impactful. I think for me, what's helped me was just being more peaceful. And I feel with this type of vibe and decision of being happy, it's really, 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 guys, and I cannot express this enough, it's really helped me transform and improve my mental health on so many levels, because the first thing people ask is like, man, why are you so positive? I had to choose to be like that because there's so many reasons to be negative. So many reasons to be negative. But I learned very quickly, eventually, over time, that there's also many reasons to be positive. Whatever person that you run into in your life, that's experiencing certain, adversities, or just going through things that are just unpleasant, or just generally speaking, whatever, there might be a certain aspect of them that are mirroring you as a person. Everything that you experience is a mirror of what you're experiencing. Some deep shit, but think about it for a second. And then, make a decision how you want to approach that. So anyway, guys, long story short, this episode was really primarily about just understanding why transformation. This is just me touching on it. I'm going to get deeper into it in later episodes, so don't worry. It's going to be a part 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have a bunch of guests that could really help me articulate this point on many different angles. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to be a fucking rock and roll roller coaster. I tell you that right now. When I start bringing people in that have achieved success way beyond me, and whom I've learned a lot from, and who I'm learning from now as we speak. And so, yeah, guys, let me tell you something. Transformation comes in many forms. It comes in, and it's unfortunate, but it does. It comes in, loss of relationships, divorces. It comes in having beautiful children. It comes in feeling stuck, feeling held back, not being happy. And you notice I'm saying a lot of negative shit. Yeah. When I first experienced those things, a lot of those things, not every single part, I was like, whoa, why the fuck do I have to go through something like that to achieve happiness, true happiness? And one thing that I've learned, and after a huge amount of research, guys, And again, I'm going to bring people on in the next episodes that are going to help me articulate that on a greater scale, guys. Believe me when I tell you, it's going to be such a great fucking time. And I learned that, you know what, it's even though these things are negative and that are, you know, and they suck, we are here to learn life lessons. Okay. We are here to learn life lessons. That's just the fucking bottom line. It's the bottom line. We came here to learn life lessons, to experience things. That's why I say, you know, life is not happening to you; it's happening for you because you attracted that somehow. This is why it's so important that you are very, very conscious on how you are channeling your whereabouts, how you want to achieve success, the companies that you want to work for, the type of businesses that you want to hit, the people that you surround yourself with. These are so many beautiful, beautiful, important points that people don't understand the value of. You know, it just, the person comes into their life and, you know, and they okay, cool. Then they're just gonna let them stay there. But no, sometimes, you know, people come in there to show you the person that you do not want to be. And how how you would see yourself in terms of how you want to succeed. So these are all stepping stones. Everything's a stepping stones. Just for example, unfortunately, there's sometimes you might get a death in the family or somebody that a breakup or divorce, and you're just sitting there like, man, like, this is it. You know, I gotta go through it. You know, and you know. You can't cry over spilled milk, man, but you can learn from it. And, you know, with that being said, guys, yeah, I wanted episode 13, the opening of season 2, to just be about some real shit, you know, just kind of a reflect of what's happening in the world, what's happening now, how to understand yourself. And you understand your transformational point by the things that you experience. You know, and you have to really take every bit of information. If you could do that right now, take every bit of information, every life experience that you've ever had, every beautiful person that you've been in love with, every child that you've had, any problems that you may have, come in contact with in your life's journey. Take it and put it all in the same room, you know, and ask yourself this question, you know. What is my why? What am I here to learn? You know? And once you understand that, and this is just, I'm just talking from intuition. I have no script here. I'm just like really flowing with you guys today. So if I'm a little bit all over the place, whatever, it's all good. What are you going to do? What is your why? Why are you here? What would you like to do for yourself? What would be self-fulfilling? And once these questions start to become answered, and this is just one of many questions that need to be answered every single day. I'm touching the tipping point of it, not even getting into the nucleus of the big point here. You know, you'll start to see things and notice things, become aware of other things. And you'll start slowly but surely putting the pieces to the puzzle together. And you're like, holy shit, I am here. So I'm going to end it on that note, guys. Again, this is episode 13, season 2. We're in the game. And, I'm starting it by myself again. I got nothing but love for Devin. I hope he's okay. He's just been, just had some personal things he needed to attend to. So it's all love at the end of the day. But we must keep it going. I got to talk to you guys, but I know he'll be back with us soon when the time is right. So I always wish him well and love and effortless prosperity and on many layers of, so it's tradition for me and us to do this quote of the day. And so I would like to do that. So I have one from Wayne W. Dyer. And the quote says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And this ties in so well to transformation. Yeah, because thoughts become things. I say that a lot, guys. Thoughts become things. Okay, when you look at a perspective, okay, how transformation works, why things are happening for you, things start to change. Once you understand it, things start to change for you. And why do I have $5 in my account every single month after I pay my bills? Why am I not getting ahead in life? Why is this fucking happening? Why is that fucking happening? Why is this happening? Right? And that's because there's many becauses in terms of the answer, because it all comes down to whatever life experience that you're going through. But when you change your perception on things and have a plan of action mentally, physically, and spiritually, and you sync those all together, this is what I've learned from my experience, guys. I'm not telling you guys how to do your thing, but I'm just telling you what's working for me now in this present moment, okay? And what's allowing me to attract great people in my life, both on the business level, both on the spiritual level, both on the, on every level possible, okay? This has just really helped me a lot to achieve the success. Don't be afraid to dive deep. And so if you take a step back and say, you know what? Even though this has happened to me in my life, again, when you change the way you look at things, even though this thing happened to me in my life, and I'm here, and I'm there, and I'm in this present moment right now, I choose to be peaceful. I choose to be successful. I am the creator of my own reality. And I love who I am. I'm going to be okay. These are affirmations that you need to say every single day. I am successful. Now, I want to be successful. I am successful. Okay? We are all creators, and that's one of the biggest problems in this world right now, is the fact that we are conditioned to not understand that and to doubt ourselves, and we should not. Because every single thing, every chair that you sit on, every sofa that you sit on, every bed that you sleep on, every painting that you see came from somebody's mind. Everything that you're watching, this is all imagination. Okay? Where I'm living now, the colors, every little thing was thought. It was a fucking thought, guys. Everything. The watch that I'm wearing a smartwatch, wearing this cool ring from a company called Halo Rings. It's like a silicone. Somebody thought of this. Somebody thought about making a ring that's flexible, that you can just put messages in, and it's just everything is thought. Okay, everything is thought. Thoughts become things, and I cannot express that enough. So just take that and take a second and just really just think about that for a moment. I am the creator of me, my own reality. I'm gonna be all right. Transformation starts with me. I'm doing it every single day, guys. And I'm excited to see that happen for y'all. So without further ado, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I hope you learned a little something. I hope you was lifted in some way. If I did that, then I definitely did my job. If I did, leave a comment below. Again, if this was your first time tuning in to me, into the Qbox podcast, definitely subscribe to the podcast. That way you can just really be notified every single time I upload a new podcast, guys. This is going to be lit. I have a lot of cool guests coming on in 2021. And there's going to be people from all walks of life. Some people you may know that are celebrities. Some people that are doctors and experts in their role. Like, I just really want to dive into these worlds, because why? And this is why. This is the whole point of this episode, is because I want to transform, and I want to get better. I want to be stronger. I want to understand the way of life. Why am I here? So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, we're on all major streaming platforms. So definitely, check us out. You can check us out on YouTube. I'll have everything in the description below. And yeah, it's going to be lit, guys. So thank you so much for watching. And I will catch you definitely on the next one. And those who've been watching, I really appreciate your time. And let's keep rocking and rolling, y'all. Peace out. Till next time.